Alright guys, we are back. Part 3. This shouldn't be the last one.
Hopefully. We may have to do number 4, honestly.
I don't know. No, I feel like
It's still a lot
unless
to
you're
get
gonna
in.
go through like the wedding itself. That was that's a you know what we should do like the wedding planning stuff of it, because we grab each other's throats through that too, just trying to plan it all for our engaged couples that are watching or people that are thinking about getting engaged.
So we may do an extra. We'll think about that, but we'll try to get through as fast as we can. So I guess picking up when we left off is when me and Kayla was like, you know what, we're really gonna try to make this thing work, because like I said before, I knew I had a deadline. I knew like I couldn't just lead her on forever and ever, so I knew I had to make a decision and like make it official. But one of the things that I did during that time is I really secluded myself. Like I wasn't going out. I wasn't,
You went ghost on social media.
I went ghost on, I got off social media completely.
All social media.
And I just like really was to myself, and during that time I was in prayer or, reading or whatever, but that time you have to separate yourself. You can't just jump from one relationship to another relationship and expect it to work when you're not healed from the previous relationship.
Right.
So that's where a lot of relationships go wrong, is people just jump from one to another and not allow themselves time to heal.
Because you're just carrying your baggage from that one to the next one, thinking that
It's gonna fix it.
male or female is gonna fix it, and they can't, because
Right.
that's something that you need to. It's you're the mom and
You
dad.
got to have your time. So that's something that I did take advantage of. So that was during that period. I found myself, and during that time I found myself in prayer a lot, not just for me and my situation, but for the woman as well. Like I prayed for her a lot, that whatever she was dealing with, she would make it through it. You know what I mean? Because like our pastor says all the time, like, you can forgive somebody, but can you pray for them? You know what I mean? And that's how you know you're truly you truly have forgiven them. So I found myself, praying like, okay, first I was like praying like, God, get it, you know what I mean? Like, she deserved this, she deserved that. But I found myself praying like, you know what, I don't know what's going on. Heal her, fix her, you know what I mean? Restore her friendships, her relationship, or whatever it is. And when I found myself like genuinely praying for her, that's when I really like began to grow. You know what I mean? So like that's when me and Kayla started,
And I caught myself praying for her too. Mine was just like kind of the same thing, like hurt people. So that was my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Me and Kayla gonna get this thing a full go and make it official. So within so my birthday was in March, and I knew I had to propose. I knew I had to propose soon, and I planned on doing it around my birthday time. But all that stuff, was that the next year though? That was the next year.
What?
Yeah, because that was we went to Chicago. Yeah, that was the next year.
It was the next year.
Yeah. So the next year around. So during that time, we had our little spell. So during the next year, I planned on proposing on my birthday. So she won't never expect it.
Still.
It'd be a surprise. But we were kind of still rocking. I was like, you know what? I really don't. Man, me and Kayla are cool, but I don't know if I'm ready for that next step. And then I thought, you know what, man? Let me just go ahead and do it. No marriage is perfect. You know what I mean? So after talking to some guys who were married and who had been through similar situations and stuff, it gave me okay, like it's not gonna be perfect. You know what I mean? Like, and I was always looking for this perfect marriage and like this perfect bride. But I'm not perfect, so I don't know what I was thinking, but I mean, I had stuff that I always wanted in a wife. I wanted you to
Light skin.
yeah, we said that all the time. But I'm just saying, like, I just wanted, you know what I mean, like, whether it was like career wise, I want her to have this much money or do this, but at the end, all that stuff really doesn't even doesn't matter at all. I mean, cause like this woman like completes me, you know what I mean, like, and that's really what it's all about. But getting to the story, so I knew I had to propose, and
Now me, in the midst of all this, as much as I really just wanted to be like, okay, because you have to admit, it took me a minute for me to let my guard back down. Because, like, you're like, why don't you and Zay can come and stay over here, I can help you get them ready in the morning. And I'd be like, nah, we cool. We gonna stay over here. You want me to come over? Nah, we cool. But again, like, thank God we were in the church that we were in, because, those girls really fed into me. And they were like, Kayla, you can't punish him forever. And so I'm like, for me, I'm thinking, I ain't punishing this dude. Like, I gotta watch out for me and my kid. But I was like, he wasn't doing anything really that would lead me to think that he was still up to whatever it is that he was doing. And even if he was, or if he did say something to her, or he called her, or whatever the case may be, he told me.
Right.
So I was like, okay, he's not hiding anything. Like I kind of like eased up a little bit. And I think like by then, like we would stay, like I remember I would only come on a weekend if I did come. I would like kind of stay on the weekend, but we would use that time to talk.
Right.
You know, and play with Zay so Zay could see both of his parents like together, you know, eat dinner at the table, whatever the case may be.
And that's something that I did. I knew like, cause it was a while that like me and the lady, we still like she would either reach out to me for whatever reason, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it would just be like, it was like, dang, I hope she's okay, because I mean, I'm like a caring person. I hope everything's okay, but it's like I can't continue to feed into that, you know what I mean? Because it's gonna just, if I continue to feed into it, it's gonna be a matter of time until I'm back in that same situation I was already in. So there were times where like I would respond, you know what I mean? But when I started to notice myself like kind of getting back into it, it's like, you know, I can't.
And when I told him you ain't gotta respond.
Right, and that's when I was like, you know what, like I have to stop. Our this is not gonna work. You know what I mean? So when I really realized that, it was times where I was like, you know,
it's more than just being nice to somebody. Sometimes
right.
You ain't supposed to be nice to people.
You're supposed to be nice to everyone.
But in situations
but
like that, when it's set up to manipulate, that's completely different.
And but that was the thing, and that's something that I had to learn. Like I had to go through
on your own. Like I talked to my face was blue, but
yeah.
I mean not till on his own time.
To like I still would do, like I said, I still would do what Marqus wanted to do to an extent. You know what I mean? Because like I'm not messing with her, so it's not really a big deal. But Kayla didn't want nothing. You know what I mean? So it took me time to heal. You know what I mean? From that, I guess, in a sense. But
well, and I'll say that too. Like on that note, we're two completely different people.
Right.
Because for me, you know, I remember having this conversation with you. For me, if Marqus says I don't want you to talk to him, it's done. All right, you gone. Like ain't no text messages, no Facebook, no DM. If I see you walking down the street, hey, and keep pushing. And so for me, I couldn't understand why he couldn't do the same thing for me. But I had to, like, at the same time, we're two different people. We deal with stuff completely different. And what would you always used to say to me? You're, like, well, you can't just cut people off like that. I'm like, yeah, you can.
Right.
But
they're
two different people.
Different people. So we got to that point, and I think it was. Did I ever tell you about that?
I don't know. Let's find out.
But about when I told you I was gonna marry you. Did I tell you about that?
No. Oh, this is new to everybody.
I told you.
No, sir. Go ahead. I'm here with you guys.
So I pretty much I hit her up and told her like I was gonna like marry Kayla and move forward, and she was like, "Oh, congratulations! I'm proud of you. I'm glad you guys are working things out." You know. And I think she thought like I was just saying it to like kind of like prove a point. You know what I mean? Type deal. But we here, you know what I mean. But it wasn't to like rub it in her face. But that was just like the type of relationship that we had. It was like it was weird.
Petty, manipulative.
Yeah, but
unhealthy.
But like, yeah, okay. But like, yeah, that's the type of person that I always been. I always needed like I guess some type of approval from people to be like, hey, yeah, this is the right thing to do, which. It didn't make any sense in this situation, but I'm all over the place right now. You want to start this over?
No. So where we are, in the midst of all this, again, like we decided we were going to go ahead and go through it. He had to be transparent with me. He had to be transparent with her. I had to realize that we are not the same person and we are going to process stuff different. And honestly, had I just planted the seed and let it be, because I can't, like, you can't make him do anything. Just like I couldn't make Marqus be like, okay, get over it, it's done. You can't, that wasn't possible. So what we did was, it was baby steps and it did take time. Like I didn't know he was going to marry me. I didn't know he was going to ask me. But like I told my friend Nye, he had till Zay's 4th birthday to get his life figured out or I was gone. Because we would have been, what, 5-6 years in by then?
Right.
And no. But because I have been telling him, like, you can't keep going to the same church where she is and expect for everything to be okay, because our home church is not small, but it's not ridiculously like massive either. And so I had already left the church. A lot of people were like, you know, don't let her run you off, don't let this run you off. But I feel like a lot of people have that, what's it called, that church mafia mentality. Like if your whole church is there, then you got to be there too. Right, yeah, my whole family, like everybody was there. But it's hard, like you should never have to stay in a situation where it's so much going on around you that you can't focus on the road and be fed.
Right.
And so that's what I was trying to tell them. I'm like, you know everybody's who, what, when, where, and how, and you caught up in it too. How are you able to pay attention to what's going on and be fed? Like if you can't even tell me what the sermon was about, and if you were able to apply it, then why are you even getting up to go? So finally, not necessarily talked him into, but I really put my foot down. We were going to 2 different churches, and that caused the wedge in itself. But finally we started going to the same church, and that's when we really started getting strong. Yeah. We both had boundaries at that point. Like no, I'm not going to stay the night with you, whatever the case may be, or, I'll drop the day off, get up in the morning, whatever the case may be. But when we finally decided, and that's when he left the church and he came with me, we would go Wednesday nights, Sundays, reading together, like, hey, or sending each other scriptures and sending each other affirmations throughout the day.
But during that time, it was still rough. I mean, it wasn't all good, but I just remember telling myself, just Marcus, just like, you're not gonna get over this like in one day. So take it one day at a time. So every day, just get up and just don't go backwards. That's literally what I told myself. Marcus, if you get up today, don't go backwards. So just one day after another day after another day, and eventually it was like it just got easier and easier and easier, and then the more I moved forward, the more we grew together.